Hi, my name's Paul Wright, and welcome to decodingmen.com. This is a website created by men to help women understand the thoughts, feelings, and actions of men. Today I'm going to talk about something special. Just the other day, I was actually talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me about how she's finding she's very protective about herself. She's not letting herself open up to men because she's afraid of getting hurt. She's afraid of becoming vulnerable and a guy taking advantage of her. And I can understand where she's coming from. There are a lot of guys out there who are and will take advantage of women if they can. Now what she's done is she's grouped all men into one category. She's grouped men into they all want to hurt me. They all want to take advantage of me. So she protects herself. She doesn't talk about herself. She doesn't open up. She becomes this very kind of stiff, closed off person who just seems very unfriendly to men. Now, she may be protecting herself, but the problem is she's hurting herself because she's having a hard time finding men to date. And the reason is because she's afraid of them. Now, as I said, there are guys that will take advantage of women. They'll just sleep with any woman they possibly can, and they don't care. But there are men out there who do want to have a long-term committed relationship with a really nice woman. But the problem is if you've lumped men into one category and hurting you, these great guys can't find you. Think of it this way. Imagine back in the caveman era. We're all living in caves. Every once in a while we gotta go out, we gotta hunt. Problem is, when you're out hunting, you get attacked by a really large predator. Some saber-toothed tiger, maybe a woolly mammoth, who knows. Some big, hairy predator. So what do? You come back to the cave, you hide, and you tell yourself, I'm never going out again. I'm never leaving myself to be vulnerable to getting hurt like that again. You could do that. No one's saying you can't. But the problem is, you need to eat at some point. You need to get food. You need to hunt to get food. So to do that, you need to get back out in that forest. You can't just lump all animals into predators and dangerous animals that are going to attack you. You have to learn how to figure out the cues that make an animal dangerous. For example, big teeth, larger than you, faster, things like that. You got to look for those cues. The same thing goes for men. You have to learn how to spot those big, hairy predators. Once you know how to spot those hairy predators, then you can avoid them so you can meet those great guys who want to have a long-term committed relationship. But you can't be overprotective, and you can't clump men all into that same group. If you do that, you're missing out on a lot of great guys that would want to treat you well, if just given the chance. What you need to do, like I said, look for the cues. One cue that you really need to look for is, how interested is he in you? If a guy just wants to have sex, he wants to spend the least amount of time possible to get sex. He wants to put in as little energy into getting sex as possible. And in fact, if you'd be willing to have sex with him in that first 5 seconds of meeting you, he'd be more than happy. That's why when a guy's only interested in sex, when he's trying to pick you up, he'll talk about himself a lot. Because he's trying to prove that he's valuable, that he's worthwhile, that he's should be sought after, that you should want to be with him. That's why they brag. That's why they talk about their amazing job, the money they make, the cars they drive, the He's trying to impress you with all these things about him. If a guy doesn't take any effort into trying to get to know you, there's a reason for that. Because he's not interested in you. He's interested in sex, but he's really not interested in you. In fact, if he didn't have to learn your name, he'd probably be happy. Is that right? No. But I'm telling you the thoughts of men. Sometimes it's not going to be nice. Now, if you want to find that great guy, the guy that's interested in that long-term committed relationship, this is what you need to look for. You need to look for a guy that wants to talk about you more than himself. He wants to get to know you. He will ask questions. He's going to ask, where are you from? What do you do for a living? What's your favorite color? What are your hobbies? Tell me about your family. That's a big one. If a guy's asking you about your family, he really wants to get to know you, like the real core you. He wants to understand, what is it that makes you tick? How did you grow up? How has that affected you in the life that you lead now? That's a big indicator. If he wants to get to know you, he's going to ask questions, because he wants to know how great of a person you are that will make him want to spend more time with you. And that's the key. If he wants to spend more time with you, he's interested in a long-term committed relationship. Or at least for now he is. Who knows? Later on he may get scared off. But for now, he's interested in learning more about you. That's a good indicator. Let me give you a prime example. I met this woman a while ago. I started asking her questions because I thought she was a really nice person. She seemed super friendly, very nice. I started asking her about her job. I started asking her about her life. I got into her family because I was really interested to know where she came from, all about her family. And she started becoming very insulted. She was very upset that I would ask these questions and that I would keep asking her questions. And she kept saying to me, why? Why do you want to know this? Why do you want to know that? I thought it was fairly obvious, but apparently not. I thought it was obvious I wanted to know the answers to the questions because I wanted to get to know her. Apparently it wasn't. All that did, her constant why do you want to know this? All that does, that scares men. It makes us think, wait a minute, why are you so afraid to answer this question? Why don't you want to know? Why don't you want me to know about this? Again, why are you being so protective? If you're that protective, it makes the guy wonder, okay, maybe she has issues. Maybe she doesn't want to tell me because there's something she's trying to hide. Okay, that scares me off. I don't know if I want to be a part of that. If a guy's genuinely trying to get to know you, let him get to know you. He's trying to show you that he's interested in getting to know the person that you are. Let him do that. Now, there are other cues to make sure that that guy is interested in getting to know you and interested in having a long-term relationship. But that's a giant discussion. So if you want to learn more, go to decodingmen.com. I'll constantly be bringing up more information. I'll be bringing colleagues and friends to talk so that you can really understand the thoughts, actions, and feelings of men when it comes to women, dating, and relationships.